This is this is day 322 of the Arukh HaShulchan OC. If you'd like to sponsor upcoming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan OC, please contact me directly. Today we are doing Siman Reish Lamed Sif Gimel, Siman Reish Lamed Vav, Reish Lamed Aleph, sorry, Sif Vav, that would be a big jump. Siman Reish Lamed Aleph Sif Vav. So Reish Lamed Sif Gimel, talk about specific brachas, and talk about not making brachas on past history. Gimel v'chein misha ishtam uberes. If somebody's wife is pregnant with son bezachar, he wants to have a male child, or for that matter, a female child. Ad arbaim yom, up to 40 days, the holy spiral, they can still daven. V'lomar yiratzon shetel ishti zachar may my wife give birth to a male. Kad arbaim yom have a ma'abam until 40 days. The fetus is not considered to be anything more than just water. But after 40 days, when the form of the fetus has already become developed, being mispelled Ozi Rachi Ishti Zachar, if he dams them, may my wife give birth to a male. I raise the tefillah shab, it is a tefillah for naught. The Masha Yohaya, whatever happened, but Ishtano, the one who can't change again. How do we find a marriage that Dina was supposed to be a male and turned out to a female? Not also was in the 40 days. And if it was after 40 days, you can't bring precedent from miraculous occurrences. We only have a saying about Kadeshim and things which happened to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, to our forefathers and their wives, were all nisim mini flows, which don't apply to us. Dalit, Hanichnas L'Krach, somebody who enters a metropolis. Omer Yiratzon Menech Hashem Elokeinu, Belkei of a sinner may be a will, Shetachnisein L'Krach Hazeh Shalom, bring me into this city in peace, Bezoid Tefillah Asir, and there's a tefillah on the future. Shenichnas B'Shalom, when he comes in, when Omer, he says, Modani Hashem Panecha, Hashem Elokai Shechnistani, L'Krach Hazeh, the shalom, brought me into the city in peace. That's thanks in the best. So to me leaves. Pikesh Latzeis, when you want to leave, you'll take me out of the city in peace. When you have left, Omer says, you took me out of the city in peace. Just like you took me out in peace, shifting, so to guide me in peace. So Tfilas HaDerech, and that is the segue into Tfilas HaDerech. She's Bar B'Simon Kuf Yud. And Shom, because of a Rambam Perish HaMishnah, she'ein ze lo tefillah v'lo bracha. This is not a prayer nor a blessing, el bakasha ba'alma, but it's just a simple, only a supplication. Since supplication is not obligatory. Therefore, we're not accustomed to say this today. Pisha Rashi Pirish Mishum de Bekrach Mitzuyim Alilos Ayin Sham. The Rashi explained that because in a city there are plotters and plots. I don't know, but it says in our day and age it's not so relevant. Nevertheless, he's here somebody who's meticulous about following the words of Chazal. It's proper to say. And therefore, especially there's no bracha, that should be an issue of bracha levatola. Mishnah Berurah says, since that's what the Rashi says, he says specifically to go into a city in which there are plotters and plots. But to a small city, it's not necessary. But afterward, just once you're out of the city, a distance, you say Tfilas HaDerech. Sharatzion says if he lives in that metropolis, since he has people who know him there and can help him out, some people say he doesn't have to say it. They doesn't say thank Hashem for leaving it in peace, since he actually had people to help him out. But anyway, I don't know anybody who makes these brachos nowadays, especially because we don't have well-defined limits to cities where we would actually make the bracha. Hey, Anichlas Lamud is going to know somebody who comes in to measure his silo. Omer says, when you send the bracha into this pile of grain, sheet feel haba, there's a feel on the future. Hischil Lamud, if he starts once he starts measuring, Omer Arukh HaShulchan bracha b'kri zeh. Blessed is Hashem who sends a bracha into this pile of grain. Yeshua writes in Elio Rabbah, if you're measuring in order to meiser, you make the bracha with Shem U'Malchus. I don't think anybody does this nowadays. Anyway, why do you say this? Fishu Mufta should hear bracha because he's sure he has bitachon there's going to be bracha. If he measured, then afterwards made this bracha. It's really not a bracha, but a bakasha. It's tefillah it's a tefillah for not. Share bracha mitzvah b'davar nela minayin because bracha only is prevalent. Those things that should conceal from the eye. They shlo yanira lahedya k'negat eva mamish. So it shouldn't be seen as explicitly against nature. In the story, most miracles are hidden. When somebody goes into a bathhouse, we're talking about their bathhouses, where the heat came from underneath the floor. They're always in danger of the floor collapsing into the fire. Mary says, take me in peace and remove me in peace. Save me from this fire. And similar fires, lossy level for the future. When he goes in peace, I am thankful to Kosh you save me from this fire. Today, our custom is not to make this bracha. Outside, the heating is on the side. The lake of Sakana, there's not the same type of danger. But the Misharat Tzion says, still pleasant on a because there's several ways you can get hurt by hot water. Especially if it's really hot mikvah. Okay, so again, I don't know if people actually say this, but it's brought down. The Arukh the parak the brachas that since when the stove is from the side, you don't make the bracha. The mitfilah. Vanichnas like kizdam, somebody who goes in to let blood. Mary said, "You got some food that this business free for me, free healing. Because you are a free healer." And after he has the blood let, Yomar said, "Baruch Rofei Cholim." Blessed is he who heals the sick. Those say it with the full-fledged bracha. Begama Rambam, according to Rambam, also b'shem ayin sham full-fledged bracha. He says in brackets. But the Mishnah Berurah says he has never seen anybody knowing this, and today we don't let blood, so therefore it's not relevant. But the Arukh HaShulchan goes on, this is true even today. Nachon shekol refuah shenota, any medicine you take, Yomar say, this should be for healing from me. Meticulous people say this. And a person should always be accustomed to say, well, actually, before we see that, Mishnah Berurah says that anything which is healing, also he should say Yiratzon, that this business should be for refuah, chinam ata, which is, in other words, the borrowing from the language which you had before, and it's anything for healing, not necessarily medication. Back to Arukh HaShulchan, Adam Ragil Amar Koma Adabi Rachmana, the Tavavid. Everything that Kodesh Baruch Hu does is for the good. The close to the general principle is Lo Mispal Adam Lo Asid. Person is always down for the future, Bekesh Rachmim in front of his brother, and ask for mercy before God. Yitin Hodol Avar, and give gratitude on the past. Yodev Yishabech K'mufikocho, and give thanks and praise according to his capacity. Chomar Belos Hashem, and people who are add to the prayer, gratitude to Hashem. Hareza Meshubach, the more you add, the more praiseworthy it is. Kamamar Kasuv, like the Pasuk says, Tov lehodos LaHashem ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. It is good to thank you, Kodesh Baruch Hu, and to sing to your name on high, or your highest name. Reish Lamed Aleph, Shekol Kavanosov Yu L'Shem Shemayim. Everything you do should be the sake of heaven. Most difficult siman in Shulchan Aruch. Aleph, Isa B'Sukkah Asur Adam L'Yisham B'Yom Yosem Shenas Hashus. Person should not take a nap during the day more than the amount of time that a horse sleeps. Kama Shenas Hasus, and what is the time it takes? What is the horse's sleep? Shiti Nishme, 60 breaths, which is obviously different for us. Not sure how. I don't know how many breaths we take and time it takes for a horse to do 60 breaths. Abai Abai was dozing. The amount of time it takes from Pumbedisa to go to from Pumbedisa Beit Kuva, which is a long distance, if I recall correctly. It's like 6 hours, but it was during the daytime. So Rabbi Yosef Ad Mosai said, how long you lie down and sleep, lazy bones. It was the Pasuk in Mishlei. Ein Sham. Yeah, Rambam Lo Visa Cloud. Rambam doesn't bring this at all. But Talmud Pasha. It's obvious. Was reason Abai Niyam Harbe. Abai took long naps. Because Rabbi Yosef had Mosaic, and because Rabbi Yosef critiqued him. Rashi Pirush Zeu Sheet Parse. Ein Sham. That's where I got it from. Sheet Parse is amount time takes work not 6 hours. Time takes work 6 parsos. So parsa, no, it's a parsa. It's more than 6 hours. No. Yeah, she's parse. Yeah, 6 times 72. It's longer. It's like quite a long time. I should be Inky Lloyd. I know the Rashi, even though we don't know where Rashi got this from. Yo, Kapayim Shamanu. Nevertheless, we hear the Ein Aloha Kane. This is not the Aloha. There's a Pshita, the 9 years of Meshita Nishme, because whatever it is, as long as 60 breaths. The Boro Hushazel Tamil Shal Ramashish Midzeh. It's clear this is where the Ram left it out. It's maybe it's a toiva, not to be an otzel, but it's not Allah. But even because they are kolifi mashal them, everything's relevant to what kind of person you are. Everything is relative. Is evidence there the Tan Hasim Shena Shal Shachris, sleeping in the morning and the Ayin Shal Tzarayim and wine in the afternoon. Most even so, them know they remove person from the world. The Shena Shal Shachris, because the person sleeping in the morning, over as my Kriyashma, time of Kriyashma passes. Avol Shena Shal Tzarayim lot none. But doesn't say they sleeping and taking a nap in the afternoon is a problem. It says Yayin Shal Tzarayim, right? The Olam Shi Yushenim B'Yom Kisho Shtayim. Say the Olam took an hour to nap. Kachu Tzuchu, that's what they needed. Lefi Chalushu Sam, based on the weakness of Lefi Hanagosim and based on their conduct, I advocate strongly for power naps, 15 to 20 minutes. Base Achatuva Shulchan Pasuk K. The Turin Shulchan do bring this down about not sleeping and taking naps. But the Torah we can work with. This is the language of Torah. So after you finish your meal, you go back to learn. You can't learn without taking a nap. You should take that afternoon nap. As long as you don't spend a long time in the nap. Because we learn. So Kohen didn't passing now have to sleep more than 60 breaths. We shouldn't extend it so much. If you sleep the same amount of time during the day, you sleep at night, that's for sure no good. When are you going to learn? Then he brings down the sukkah to tell us the up to go down to the max of 60 breaths. The people are lenient about it. No matter what, don't sleep that much during the day. Gimel, we're still not finished. The Beis Yosef is astonishing. If you can't learn without a nap, you should take a nap. But it should not be a long nap. Now I have to sleep during the day more than a horse sleeps. Shuhu Shitin Nishme, which is 60 breaths. Kashim, no, he says that. Why is it? How does he say it's an Isser? He doesn't say the word Isser, but he says it's quite clear that he's forbidding it. The Rama Loi Visa Cloud, the Rama being, but Gamatur Locals have Isser, to also write it's an Isser, but to the Bigvara, Koshkosan, towards meticulous what he wrote. Because of a Zeloshan Isser, how do you write on this? He does say, Sha'asul Lisham Bayom. How does he write, you're not allowed to sleep during the day? But Manamucha Meashar Sayyid, Abai Los Akain. Abai didn't adhere to that. It's all you have to say, Sfila Rabbeinu Beisayis, votes, ain't got Machlekas Cloud. It's not Machlekas Cloud. But got my Bible, said. Abai also gets disappointed in this. Sfira Leia, Kolofi Mashu Adam. But he holds that everything based on your own need, your own type. And for him, 60 breaths are not enough. Rabbeinu Beisayis, because the Misha B'Yosef Chazaka. Rabbeinu Beisayis writing for somebody whose health is strong. And he can suffice the 60 breaths. And we come loyal is done Varab, nevertheless. In other words, he shouldn't have left that for us to figure out on our own. But Tzarech and Godel. It's very difficult. V'achashir mishnoso ein tzarich levarech. Chashi or mishnoso. After he wakes up from his nap, ein tzarich levarech birkas o kind of shama. Dein zav boker. Let make o kind of shama in the morning. V'yashin kodem yikro kodem shisham b'yoyim. V'noam mishum mazikim. Some say that it's the tribute of the day. He should say v'noam in order to prevent mazikim from coming. Gamazeh ain't on a game. That is not our custom. Dalit. Va'av b'zeh machi yishan. Even that little that he sleeps, so take kamanos lanos kufo. His purpose should not be for pleasure, elachzikufo, but to fortify his body. Avodas Hashem is to serve God. Kumo going to such as Tulan Torah, or last mitzvah, be involved in mitzvahs. Va'av kam mishit tzorich leparnes ishtov anabim melacha. And even somebody who has to support his wife and children by working, or by mischa, or by commerce. And he needs to take a nap during the day in order to work more effectively as parnasa. He's also allowed to do so. And in general, all pleasures you have in this world, it should not be primarily for the pleasure of your body. That is the act of an animal. All the matters of this world are short, as our lives are short, for heaven of a reek, and are empty and frivolous. Everything you should do is for the sake of heaven. And this says, in all your pathways known. All you did should be the sake of heaven. I feel even optional activities. Eating and drinking, and walking, by yeshiva and sitting, and rising, and marital relations, and schmoozing. All needs of your body, you kulam la'avodas barecha. Shall it be for the sake of serving God, or for something that will be a catalyst to serve God. Hey, achila v'shasiyah ketzah. How do you do eating and drinking? Ain't tzarich hamarav during masurim. Goes without saying, can't eat forbidden things. Even stuff which is black kosher chol v'Yisrael. And you are indeed hungry and thirsty. You weren't eating just to be a glutton. You must have came rock that knows go for you only do for the pleasure of your body. Ain't no meshubach. It's not praiseworthy. Unless he has in mind to be healthy for serving as God. So sitting and standing and walking how? It goes without saying you shouldn't sit in a group of scoffers. And not to stand in the way of sinners. And not to go with the counsel of wicked people. I feel that's how that goes without saying. I feel they say there Yisharim. Even if a person is sitting together with Yisharim, which are straight people, or standing in place of tzaddikim, or is going in the council of people who are whole with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If you're doing it for own pleasure and benefit, in order to fulfill your desire and your craving, that's not praiseworthy. Unless you do the Shem Shemayim. Mishnah says, if it can be mitoch shlo lishma ba lishma, you start doing it the wrong way, do it for the right reason, then that could be okay. Vav shchiva ketzad, by lying down. What do you mean? Ain't tzarich l'mar b'zman shechol asok b'tar mitzvahs. Because that's saying that time he can do tar mitzvahs. For his garav shena, and he tempts himself to sleep. Lani got so for his pleasure. Shein roy lesos kain, they should not do this. Ela afilu b'zman sheyogeh, but even when you're tired. The tzarich l'sho, you need to sleep. K'dei l'nuach, in order to rest me, yourself from your toil. You must have knows gufo, if you did it for the pleasure of your body. Ains and Meshuvah is not praiseworthy. Elikin is gabe unless you had in mind lashlim tzarchei gufo, to perfect as much as possible the needs of his body. Shuchol avoboro, so he should serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ten shein aleinov, he shall give sleep to his eyes. Ugufo menucha, and to his body rest. L'tzorech habrius, for the purpose of health. V'shloti torev da'ato b'torah machmas yagia, and that he should not go crazy, have a breakdown in learning because of his extreme efforts. But tashvish ketzad. What about marital relations? Ain't tzarich l'mar shlo yavor avera. It goes without saying shouldn't do an avera like relations out of wedlock or relations with a woman zanita. I feel ba'ona more b'torah, but even if he's doing it the way Torah specifies, once a week with Talmid Chacham, and so on and so forth. And Moshe says, "Sign as a Talmid Chacham, we can up it to twice a week." You shouldn't do it for the pleasure of your body, or lashing tabaso, or to fulfill your cravings. If you do that, harez and maguna, that is repugnant. So if you might have children who will serve you, if you or take your place in the world, achieve immortality, that's not praiseworthy. Unless you have mind to have children to serve your creator. You have mind to fulfill the mitzvah of having relations with your wife, like a person who's repaying the loan that he is he's paying the loan which is upon him. In other words, having relations because the Torah required him to do so. Okay, we were supposed to stop here because today's Reish Lamed Aleph Vav, but since it's the last seif in the Siman and the next Siman starts something totally different, so let's finish off the Siman. Hasicha Ketzad, in the conversation. And some of the Sapper Lashon Hara, Nivu's Pekos, I was saying you should not say Lashon Hara, nor speak in a coarse language. But if you have mind to talk about the words of Chachamim, maybe you haven't mind to do it for the Avodas Hashem or something which is going to bring you to Avodas Hashem. Mishnah Berurah says, certainly, if you're talking about something of your commercial dealings, your kavanah has to be l'shem shamayim, in order to have that which will sustain you, in order you shouldn't come to theft. And even if it's a very rich person, it's possible to imagine a dvar mitzvah nevertheless, such as kavanah is to be marbeh b'tzedakah midas chasadim. Okay, back to the Arukh HaShulchan. Klolo doshel davar. The general principle is chayav adam lasum a novely bo. A person has to put his eyes and his heart on his pathways, and weigh all his deeds, moznei sichlo, with the weight, the scale of his mind. When you see something which can bring you to serve God, Yisala may be uplifted. Yasen, you should do it. If not, you shouldn't do it. Somebody who has these traits. Obed is Boro Koyav. He serves the Baruch all days of his lives. Even when he sits and rises, bilucha, and walks. Maso matana, he has the commercial activities. And he eats and drinking. All of his needs. Concerning such people, it says, Ashrei Tmimei Derech, praiseworthy are those who are whole in their pathways. Who walk in the ways of Hashem.